What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Barcelona. I'm Noah from PhoneDog.com, here on the grounds of the Fira. I'll tell you, this is glorious. They should do shows this way in the US because this is nice. It's outside, the grounds are beautiful, and you know, phones and tech as far as the eye can see. Speaking of which, I'm just out of the HTC press conference where they unveiled the new Touch Diamond 2 and Touch Pro 2. And I got some hands-on time, got a little demo, and I'll tell you what, they're both nice phones. The Touch Pro 2, a little on the big side, but that's one of the sexiest phones I've seen in a while. Let's go check it out.
Here's the new HTC Touch Pro 2. As you can see, looks pretty interesting. This is the new version of Touch Flow 3D. As you can see, it's a little bit more responsive. That was one of the big feedback things that we got from people. We know that people, their time is valuable to them, and if we're going to try and make this phone more usable and more accessible, that a phone that's responsive is certainly important to that. At first glance, it may look the same. All of the tabs are the same. Two changes to the home screen that are noticeable first. One is that now you have more appointments on the home screen. The other is we noticed that a lot of people wanted to get to the camera faster than they could, so now the right soft key has switched to the camera to quickly launch it. If you tap on the clock, you now get access to a world clock. The world clock and the weather are tied together. So cities that you set in the world clock are are also cities that you see in the weather panel. If you tap over to the next tab, you now have an alarm clock that you can set a little bit easier than you could before. We can get out of the clock and head over to the next tab where you can see our improvements to the People tab starting. The first is that now we've exposed a quick contact button so that you can get in touch with people any way that you like when you're looking at their card. So buttons for calling and texting, writing email, etc. If we tap on Jerome, you'll see that you have the normal contact list, but there are tabs at the bottom. These tabs quickly let you see how you've been communicating with Jerome, no matter what way. So it turns out that Jerome and I text quite a bit, so you can see a conversation that we've been having. But Jerome and I don't really send emails back and forth. If we go one tab over, then we can check out all of the calls that we've made to Jerome, and vice versa. If we head back again, let's head over to settings, and you can see a couple of new things that we've done. One is that we let you customize the tabs on Touch Flow 3D. This is a feature that we introduced with the HD, but now we've brought to the Diamond 2 and the Pro 2. So you can reorder tabs or turn any of them on and off. If you hit the Windows key or the window key at the top, the Start key, you come to our shortcut menu, and then when you hit Programs, you get a much easier to navigate program list than what you saw on previous versions of our phones. Let's see if we can get this. And finally, let's show you the piece de resistance, our 5-row keyboard and tilting screen. So the keyboard is a little bit larger, the keys are much bigger, and this is one of the first keyboards we've done. It is the first keyboard we've done on a Windows mobile device with an offset key pattern. So now the keyboard is just like it is on your desktop or laptop. We've also exposed a lot of the symbols that you would normally use. So if you take a look, you now have easy access to the period and comma, and all of the function keys are commonly used symbols. finally, the screen tilts at different angles so that you can adjust the screen to where your head is instead of only having one choice. So that way when the phone is sitting on your desk, you can tilt it all the way up. Or if you're holding it in your hands, you can just tilt it a little bit so that it's at the angle that you would normally look down at. Good save.
Oh, you were so close.
If you turn the phone over, you can see the 3 megapixel camera on the back. And this grill here is the grill for the Straight Talk speakerphone. There are 2 speakers in here, a microphone here, and then also the standard microphone on the bottom. So dual mics, dual speakers, used for noise cancellation. Below the camera, that is not a flash or anything having to do with the camera, that's actually a mute button. So when the phone is face down and in speakerphone mode, this button will light up to let you know that you're in speakerphone mode. And then if you hit it, it'll mute the conversation and the light will turn red to let you know that what you're talking about in the room isn't what people on the other line are hearing. Voila.
Beautiful.
Spazio di memoria che invece da questa versione è inserito con, adesso mi devo trovare qua, che deve essere e slot di memoria è la prima cosa che è stata selezionata per microSD.
Yeah, it is.
L'altra